Everybody see my screen okay? Yeah, amazing, good stuff. Okay, so A to Z of ITK sales, turning 5-figure years into 5-figure month. So here's what we're going to be covering. We're going to just go through this very, very quickly. Why most coaches never reach consistent 5-figure months, the core elements that drive ITK sales, why sales problems are rarely sales problems, the hidden gaps that's costing you clients, cash flow, and momentum, how to create an offer buyers want to invest in, basically an offer that they can't refuse, building a sales pathway that attracts buyers instead of browsers, the systems, processes, and tools that simplify growth, and how to position yourself for the biggest sales yet to come. If we just think about where we are in the year, like there's end of this month, we're halfway through the year. So how would you like for the latter half of the year to have your biggest year yet? Yeah, biggest 6 month yet in business. Michael, like who wants to have who wants to close the business on a high? Are we all in that level of mentality? Are we stepping into our vision? Right? We want to close 20k months, 30k months, 50k months, 80k months, 10k months, whatever they may be, right? We're talking this level of standards. We're talking this level. If you cannot see that, if you can't feel that, if you can't see yourself stepping into that, then these conversations are going to be super high. And like you need to catch up. So why are you here? You know that you are capable of more. Who here knows that they're capable of more, yet they know they're not playing at that level. You want more clients, you want more sales, and you want to make a bigger impact. You're tired of guessing and throwing things at the wall. And this is the general what people are doing in the marketplace. And you've heard this before, right? They're just throwing things at the wall, hoping that shit's going to stick. That's the approach that most coaches take. You can't build a business, you can't build a coaching business, you can't build a 5-figure month business just hoping and praying, just throwing random things at the wall, just hoping that, well, if I just do this and just try this, just try all these things, then something's going to work. Like nobody's ever built a successful business like that. Never. And if things do work, like you don't know what worked in order to repeat that. So there's no repeatable system in that that's going to allow you to be able to sustain that moving forward. So you want to work with better quality clients at a higher price. You want a simpler, more predictable way to grow, and you want to understand what's really holding you back. And you're ready to play a bigger game in the second half of 2026. Let me just well, I want to welcome Brenda. It's a long time no see. So I'm super excited that you're here. And again, always looking glamorous. I've just come off the back end of a conversation with some clients, and the level of conversations was straight out of the gate. There were only 6 people on the call, so very small room. And one of the ladies opened up straight away and she said, I've decided. I said, what do you mean you've decided? She says, I've decided. I'm all in. She says, for long enough, I've told myself that I'm being fully committed. For long enough, I've told myself that I'm all in. For long enough, I've believed that I've been playing a bigger game. She says, but I had a realization yesterday that I actually haven't. I've actually been lying to myself. So she's broken through to another layer of commitment because she's realized that while she's said that she's been committed, she's still being hesitant. She's still being doubting. She's still being judging. She's still being playing comparison games. She's still been making excuses. Yeah, she's been telling herself that she's being committed. And she says it's just a decision. So if you are playing substandard, if you know there's another layer that you can tap into and you're capable of more, stepping into that is just a decision. You can do that. And it doesn't have to be next week. It can be now. It can be today. It can be in this moment of time. So here's just a few client screenshots of people that I've worked with in the past. We'll get to a lot more later on. But like, if you're not closing this level of clientele, right, then you've got to ask yourself why. Because they're out there. They're out there. They're already investing in other people. They're looking for people to invest in. Why aren't they investing in you? So these are some of the results that I've helped some of my clients generate. Prior to working with me, they weren't. They weren't playing at the level that commanded these types of results. But when you do, when you commit, and yes, there's nuance to it, which we're going to get into. But this is the type of results that you can achieve. So this is A to Z. I'm going to start right at the beginning. And it's all about creating an aligned, results-driven offer. And you know what? I know you've all seen this before. Right? This is nothing new. You've seen this before. But there's one thing knowing it, there's one thing seeing it, and there's one thing hearing it, and there's another thing actually doing it. And it's okay doing it, but have you embodied it? Have you embodied it at a level where it's like you're taking ownership of it? Because it's just a sentence, right? Anybody can make this up. It's not hard, it's not rocket science. But when you build it or when you create it from a place of embodiment, because it's you and what you do and who you want to work with and how you do it, when you embody it, when it's aligned with you, it oozes you, right? And you can stand for this. So again, it's a simple sentence, right? And we're not going to fill the blank in here today as what I would normally do on one of my workshops or masterclasses, make it interactive and also make it implementation. This is not that today. But I'm going to give you templates and we're going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about the importance of it and the importance of you doing it and the level of the depth that you should do it in. So let's do this, right? So blank, come to me ready, blank, so they can blank using blank method. So an example, women of power, come to me ready to close premium clients so they can hit 1 million in sales using the aligned sales method. So if I solely worked with women, which majority of my clients are women, I've got I've got one male client right now. So women of power, that's not everyone. There's a lot of coaches out there. There's a lot of female coaches out there, but they don't see the power in what they do. They don't feel as though they're a woman in power, woman of power. So that's speaking to a standard of woman that I want to attract. So I'm being super specific in who I'm calling out. Come to me ready to close premium clients. If you're not ready to close premium clients, if you're just looking for low ticket sales, I'm not your mentor. I'm not for you. There's other people out there that will serve you and that are ready for you and they've got an offer for you, but I am not for you. Right? I believe that one of my bodies of work is closing premium clients. So that's what I help people to do. And that's the result that women of power want, to close premium clients so they can, again, I'm defining the result, it's 1 million in sale. So I'm not talking about it in 10K months. I'm talking to women of power who want to close premium clients and they want to rise and hit 1 million in sales. So again, I'm speaking to a woman who's got a vision, they've got a mission, they've got bigger goals. And anybody at that level, they are higher committed. You've got to play a bigger game to do 1 million in sales. And if that is on their radar, if that's the way they're heading, then I need to signal to the marketplace that this is what I can help you to do. And how I do that is by using the aligned sales method. So I'm injecting a unique methodology that potentially is going to create curiosity. My method of operation. So it's aligned with me, it's aligned with the marketplace, it's results driven. And everything around it is super specific. There's no hesitation of, oh, this is for. What about 1 billion? Right? Next level. I'm not there yet. But can you see what I mean? Right? We're being super specific. So that's A. You need that. You need that because if you don't have that, you're not putting the stake in the ground for what you stand for, who you serve, the results that you produce, and how you do it. So it's not just a mission statement. It's not just a paragraph or a sentence. Most people don't really give this the due diligence that it needs, right? Or they fluff it. Craft it to a level where it's in alignment with you and the marketplace that you want to attract, and make it results driven. It's got to be results driven. Everything here is results driven. Close premium clients, results driven. 1 million in sales, results driven. Outbound, results driven. So that's A. B, pillars of success. There's something that your marketplace needs to see in advance of working with you, and that is that you've got the pathway in which you're going to help them to get from point A and point B. If you don't have that, if you don't have the pillars of success, if you don't have that pathway, that doesn't give them the confidence in advance of working with you to invest in you. So this is something that you can create, and this is something that you can showcase to the world. And there's many different ways and places where you can showcase this, to showcase to the marketplace that, hey, when you work with me, like, I know where we're going. I know where I'm going to take you. And I know that on the left-hand side underneath the line, this is where you're at. This is the tipping point, right? And you're on the verge to rise, which we're going to get into this in a few more slides in front. And then on the right-hand side, the vision of the rise that they want to step into. But then what you need as well underneath, in the middle, is the unique bridge. Now, if I just come back here, I've actually got this here, right? Woman of power, come to me, ready to close premium clients, 20 million sales, aligned with sales, aligned sales method. So the aligned sales method is the bridge of how I help clients to get from the tipping point to the vision that they want to step into. So you need to be able to articulate and showcase to the marketplace that you understand the stepping stones to take them on that journey. Because if they see that you've got a framework, a process, and from a higher level, then that's going to give them confidence and certainty that, well, if I invest in Brenda, Michael, that I'm investing into somebody that knows the steps forward. And we're not just going to wing it. We're not just going to wing it. So B is understanding the pillars of your success. Now, this level, we're not going nuanced. We're not talking about the deliverables in your program. It's just high level. It's like the big stepping stones. So I'm moving fast. So now we're talking about C, which is the roadmap. So if I come back here, this is high level. If you can actually showcase that you've got a roadmap inside what it is that you do, then that gives them, it's no longer about you and it's about the offer. It's about the program. It's about the process. And all you're doing now as a coach is just facilitating the transformation. And this is a roadmap that I created for one of my clients, which if she put this into one of her workshops and she showcased the roadmap, like that tells the client what they're going to get in advance of working with you. They can see the steps on a more nuanced basis. And there's some design element around that as well, right? But again, it gives your marketplace confidence. Imagine showing up with a workshop or whatever it is that you where you show this on a call or whatever, and you showcase, well, this is how we're going to take you from here to here, and these are some of the things that we're going to do at each level. These are the benchmarks. These are the objectives. This is the results that you can expect. This is some of the process. They'll be like, wow. You give them so much clarity on what they're going to do with you in advance of working with you. This is taking sales a whole new level. But again, if you want to close at a premium level, like premium clients don't invest in people that are not certain what they're doing, how they do it. Now what we're doing, like we are making sure that we're stacking the decks in our cards of the favor in our cards, that when anybody sees what we do, like they understand how we do it. Now, D, we cannot build a business of substance, of greatness, if we don't cultivate the giver's identity. You cannot. You cannot. So we've got a transactional identity and we've got a leadership identity. So let's work through some of these and you'll see the reframe, right? You'll see the reframe, you'll see the difference. So most people are like, how do I get more clients? Or how do I sell my offer? Or how do I create more content? I just need to create more content. Or this strategy is not working. This is very transactional. This is all about me, 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 me. This is all about making about me. Or if this is your language, this is you making it all about you. And you're not coming from a giver's identity. Most people, when they hire a coach, hire a mentor, get a new strategy, it's all about how can I take from this strategy? And that's all about you. Not how can I show up in this strategy? So to reframe the first one, instead of saying how do I get more clients, the leadership identity is how does insert your name become undeniable in the marketplace? You insert your name into that and you reframe your language around this and start asking better quality questions. Guess what? You're going to start getting better quality answers and you're going to be able to show up a lot differently. So how does Sally become unstoppable in the marketplace? Ask that type of a question. You're looking for a different answer. Instead of taking, you're looking at how you can give. How do I build a company that attracts the right caliber of clients naturally? What does the marketplace need to hear from me today when we're thinking about creating content? Most people, when we get into content, because it's important, obviously, most people, when they're thinking about creating more content, they're thinking from the brain and they're making it logical instead of coming from the heart. Like, what does my marketplace need to hear today? Think about what can you give? It's about you thinking about them. And the strategy didn't work. How can I show up with inside this strategy to impact more people, shine my magic, and sign more clients? That's how can you give to this strategy? Totally different. Most people, they'll take a strategy on board. I want this strategy to get clients. It doesn't get them clients, so they move on to something else. It's the way, it's who you be inside the strategy that counts, that matters. Because every strategy works. Every strategy works. Every single one of them. So while we're still speaking on identity, right, I want to share what I call the $1 million brand kit. And it's not about having a brand. It's not about hitting $1 million. It's about cultivating the identity of who you need to be to raise your standards. So every day you show up at the CEO level or the level that you need to be at in order to create the thing that you want to create. Right? So the characteristics of who you need to be, the personality of who you need to be, the values that you need to be shining and showing every day, the identity that you need to be, the vision that you're stepping into each and every day, the traits that you want to project into the world, right? The warrior way. There's a warrior side of you. What you want people to say about you. It's not about It's not about the brand kit. It's not about hitting $1 million. It's not about having a brand, but it's about raising your standards and raising your bar and having something each and every day that when you start the day, like you're starting on form. You're not starting low level. You're starting high level. You're starting directly in the day with the standards and the identity to crush the day. Most people start the day in doubt. Most people wake up in fear. Most people don't know what they're doing. Most people are not connected to the characteristics and the personality and the true values. Imagine if you used to start every day at this level. Like those things that you're second guessing, you wouldn't second guess. Those things that you're putting off, you wouldn't put off. Because you'd be in it, right? So F is acquisition pathway. Now, business is not linear for anyone. So if business is not linear, neither is sales linear. So what I'm not going to do on this call today is like talk about a specific strategy, pathway, sales pathway, funnel, or whatever way you want to call it. Because Michael, Brenda, Sally, Tracy, Angelique, you're all in different businesses. You're all in different marketplaces. And each marketplace, you're all selling at different levels as well. So every business is unique. So you want to have an acquisition pathway that to get clients, which is best for your business, for the way that you're selling, the way that you prefer to sell, but also the way that your marketplace best buys. So there's many different acquisition pathways. Like there's low ticket, mid ticket, high ticket, premium ticket, private ticket. But then also, which has been mine up to current, like directly sell into high ticket and then move premium and private, which has been my model. But business is not linear. So what you need to ask yourself is like, if somebody said, well, you need to run your business this way, really? Just because the way that somebody else runs their business and just because it's working for them doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you. You need something bespoke for you. Does that make sense? Yeah. But everybody's wanting you to like pigeon box you into their blueprint and to tell you that this way is your way. There's no right way or there's no wrong way to build a business. People have been building business for centuries and they've all created it different ways. So there's not just one way. Again, business is not linear. And I think the more you understand that and accept that, then you're going to be able to cultivate something that really sets you up, sets you on fire. Your way. So one acquisition pathway is traffic, either paid or organic, into an event, into the iTicket sale. And that's been one of my strategies for a long time. It works, but would it necessarily work for you? As my company changes slightly, I'm going to be utilizing a different pathway. Now, just because I'm utilizing a different pathway, does that mean that you need to copy it? No, it doesn't, because your business isn't in the same position as what my business is. So it wouldn't make sense to copy that. Equally, it wouldn't make sense to copy somebody else unless you really understood why it's set up the way that it's set up, and the way that it's set up, would it benefit you for where your business is? So it's really understanding where you currently are in business to what's going to work for you. And not just carbon copy of, well, he said I need to do that and they need to say they need to do that, so let's do that. and then there's no alignment. It doesn't really sit with you. You're not in flow with it. So you jump onto something else. So G is prospect tracking, which is something I would say 95% of people don't do. 95% of people don't do. And Angelique's shaking her head. But it's the truth, and I'm here to shine the light on the truth. It's the truth. Like, do you know where all your hot prospects are? Can you put your finger on your lukewarm prospects? Can you pull them up? Like, if you were to start the day, I was like, right, okay, I need to move conversations forward, and I want to first and foremost start with people that's potentially ready, or they are ready, and I need to have that buy conversation with them. Can you bring them up? Can you get access to them? Right? Because if we can't, then you have no idea where your next client is. You have no idea where your next client is coming from. It's simple. It's easy. It doesn't take long to do. It's just one of those things that people don't do it. Because it's not sexy. It might take another 2 or 3 minutes of your time. Most people don't do it. But when you inject processes into your business, daily processes into your business, and it becomes part of your business, like a daily non-negotiable, you actually feel as though, well, you actually know that you're actually running a real business. When I used to be in sales, when I used to be a sales executive, like at the end of the day, I didn't email back then. I used to fax. I used to have to send off my prospect tracker for the day. And if I didn't, I would be like, my bosses would be having serious conversations with me. They wanted to see my pipeline, as they call it, right? But if for yourselves, the old premise of marketing, the old premise of generating leads, the old premise of having conversations, the old premise of bringing people into systems, into funnels, is that you can take people from cold to ready. And if you can't take them from cold to ready, and they'll never go from cold to ready, they've got to go through the process of cold, lukewarm, warm, hot, and ready. Everybody goes through that, and you go through that as well when you buy things. If there's no process to do that, if you're not tracking that, then again, you don't know where your next client is coming from. And that's the worst situation anybody can be in business. So that's G. We're going through this nicely, swiftly. H is actually having a sales dashboard, right? And actually tracking them. And being able to pull up. Sales is a system, not a random look, not random look. So I can't read my own words. Sales is a system, not random luck. But most people are operating their business from a place of luck. So with this dashboard that I have, I can click on hot and it will bring up all the hot prospects. It will bring up all the cold prospects. And what's my job of the day? Then to move those people into lukewarm. If you add that type of system inside your business each and every day, would business be a little bit more easier? A lot more fun? A lot more structured? A lot more organized? Yeah, you better leave your laptop, your desktop, whatever it is you're working on at the end of the day, and you know that you've moved your business forward. And you know that you can see where your clients are. You can even see like the value of clients that's actually sat in your pipeline. And when you can actually see the value of your clients sat in your pipeline, and you can see, well, wow, currently I've got like $33,000 of potential business sat in my pipeline. And when you look at your pipeline and you can actually see value inside your pipeline, like that changes the whole dynamics of data. You're going to be inside your dashboard every day, like either increasing your pipeline, so bringing more people into your pipeline because you can see the numbers climb, but also you're wanting to extract some of this money from the pipeline. So you're going to be like working as hard as you can or as strategic as you can in order to move people through the pipeline. So if we're not tracking, if we don't have a sales dashboard, and it doesn't have to be fancy. That's not fancy, right? But it's fancier than most. It could just be a spreadsheet. It could just be something as simple as that. Okay, media that it's. Who wants to attract buyers? Who wants to attract committed people? Who wants to attract people that are not on the struggle bus? Who wants to attract people that's not necessarily committed to investing in you, but they're more committed to themselves? And when they're more committed to themselves, then they're going to be more committed to investing. Does that make sense? Right? So let's have a look at this. Because we need content. But most people are creating content, and the content is attracting people that's on the broke bus, people that don't have the money. They've got the problem that you can solve, but they're not there yet. They're not committed to themselves, so they're not going to be committed to investing in you. So most people, when they create content, now we've all heard of marketing to the pain, and I've done this for long enough. You market to the pain. And I'm not saying it doesn't work, but there's a more strategic way so you can attract people that's actually committed. It's a different level of the transformation. So if you're marketing to the pain, level 1 and level 2, people are still looking for another strategy. They're still complaining, they're still moaning, they're still a victim. They're still hesitating, they're still in doubt mode. They're still looking for another strategy, another solution. They're still looking for low-level tactics. People don't make a commitment until they've actually got to the tipping point. They don't really truly decide that they're going to make it work until they've decided consciously. They've actually made that conscious decision. And at that point, when everything else has failed, nothing else has worked, right? They've got to rock bottom. Most people chuck the computer out of the window. Fuck it. It's not going to work. I'm giving in. They're quitters. Do you want those people at rock bottom that's not willing to, they don't have hope, they don't have courage, they don't have grit, they don't have that tenacity, they don't have that determination to rise? If you can attract people at level 3, right, where they've hit rock bottom, but they're ready to dig their heels in more. They're ready to rise. They've still got that glimmer of hope. They've still got that bigger vision. They've still got that mission. If you can cater your content or your media to speak to people that's at level 3, you're hitting them and you're speaking to them when they've made that self-commitment. Does that make sense? So, but then future pace them into level 4. Now, if you are somebody that is living with the results that they desire, so you're 1 step, 5 steps in front of them, you can future pace them into the rise. You can future pace them to what life looks like beyond this level of commitment that they've now stepped into. You can talk about the things that they're going to be doing in the rise, what their life looks like beyond this new level of commitment that they've found. Some of the things that they're going to be doing, the way that they're going to be showing up, the characteristics, the beliefs, the behaviors, the way that they're going to deal with things. You can be situational around your messaging that's going to speak directly to this person. So now you're speaking to people that's not on the broke bus, they're not at rock bottom, they've been there, but now they're on the rise. If you can cater your media, whatever that may be, inside your workshops, inside your masterclasses, inside your VSLs, inside your webinars, inside your content, inside your reels, inside your podcasts, whatever it is that you're creating, however you're voicing your message, if you can articulate level 3 and level 4 for your person, you're going to be magnetic to the person that is ready to, that's already made that commitment. The energy and the synergy between your content is going to be magnetic. J, people buy in alignment with their identity. I'm not going to go all the way through this. You can take a screenshot of this if you want, okay? But most people are speaking to the fear, lack of limitation, problem, focus, identity. So, you know, again, if you're speaking to people that they just need another strategy, or why do I keep attracting the wrong men? If you're a dating coach, right, and you're attracting those, if your marketing is speaking to low level conversations, you're going to be attracting low level people, which again goes back to here. You're speaking to level 1 and level 2. Premium positioning speaks to identity. It speaks to expansion. It speaks to possibilities and probabilities of where they're heading. I know you've already built a successful business in other areas. Sorry, I know you've already built success in other areas of your life. Like you're using language like that, you're speaking to people that has achieved success in other areas of their life. Speaking to people that they know that they're capable of more. When I started this, like I was speaking and I said, you're here because you know that you're capable for more. So I'm speaking to the aspiration. I'm not speaking to the person that's stuck, that's spinning the wheels, that's looking for low-level conversation. K, have an application process. Have an application process. If you're just booking strategy calls, if you're booking discovery calls, if you're booking sweet spot calls, if you're booking coffee chats, if you're booking, like, they're all, you're going to get people that's booking calls with you because they want to shoot the breeze, or because they want to chat, or because they want to pick your brain. And what does that say about you as a leader? Yeah, I'm a leader. I'm positioning myself as a leader, but yeah, like I'll give up 20 minutes of my time and you can come up and pick my brain if you want. What does that say about you as a leader? As a leader, people should actually be getting them to jump through hoops, getting them to actually fill in an application process to actually work with you, not just to book a call with you. What does that say to you about you and your standards in the marketplace? What you're doing is, first and foremost, you're telling the marketplace that, hey, this is what people do. If people want to book a call with me, get on a call with me. If they want to work with me, then this is the process. People apply to work with me. There's a process. You can't just go up to Tony Robbins and knock on his door, or can I just pick your brain? Like, it just doesn't work that way, right? And anybody of standard and that's truly taken ownership of what it is they do, and they've created boundaries, and they're a leader, like there's going to be a process. Some of the higher level masterminds that I'm thinking of right now, if I think of Jay Abraham, if I think of Gary J. White, if you think of, if you know any of those people of that level who are like 8-figure earners, to join their mastermind, there's a deep process that you've got to go through. You've got to send videos. You've got to build out questionnaires. You've got to show proof that you've got to be worthy of being in the room. It's not about just rocking up. Now, if you're not ready to play this level, that's fine. But this is the level that you can rise to when you're ready. So, L, the breathing room. What's this? Most people, when somebody schedules a call with you to get on a obviously call with you, whether they're using Calendly or whatever software that they're using, once they've completed the application form or the few questions, or most people don't even have questions, they just got a calendar, just pick a time, submit it, and then it gets scheduled inside your calendar. Most people just get positioned in front of a blank page that says your call is being scheduled in somebody's calendar. And then that person, that prospect, then just to their own devices, jumps back on Facebook, jumps back on Instagram, and goes out there and starts consuming other people's material. At that point, you've lost them. Not always, but most of the time, they're going to go and consume somebody else's material. Somebody else is going to grab their attention. How about when they schedule a call with you, you keep all of their attention? So they're consuming more of you. Like we've all heard that touch points is relevant in order to be able to create know, like, and trust. So we're engineering touch points. So when somebody schedules a call with me, they fill in an application form, they get direct access to this video. So you might have seen this video if we've already had a call. Now this video is being engineered to set the scene, pre-frame in advance, raise standards, setting expectations, overcoming objections, and setting homework. So it's not just another touch point, but what I'm doing is that I am, what it says here, I am setting the scene for what they can expect for what they can expect on the call. Now this is a 7-minute video that people need to watch in order to jump on a call. And inside this video, you can all watch it if you wish, so you can see it. But one of the things I say is that, so I've created this video so you know what to expect on the call, so there's no scary surprises on the call. Because when somebody schedules a call, they don't know what to expect. So I'm entering the conversation that they're having in their head. So the psychology inside the conversation that I'm having with them. Congratulations, you booked a call. I'm really excited to get you on this call and having this conversation with you. I've created this video in advance of the conversation so you know what to expect before the call. So there's no scary surprises on the call, because I know that you've been on other conversations with other people and they've just been a pitch fest. Well, this is not that. So because I know that that's the conversation in the head, so I'm answering that conversation so they know what to expect. And then I'm laying out what's going to happen on the call. I'm setting standards. Please show up early. Show up on time. Make sure that you're in a quiet environment. If you're on the road, if you're on a mobile, if you're driving, I'm going to stop the call. I'm not going to accept the call. If you're in a busy, I'm going to make sure that I'm in a quiet environment so I can fully immerse myself into this conversation. So I expect the same. We're creating a layer of standards. Because most people, a lot of people, will join with a mobile. They'll be out walking. So even in advance of working with you, you're setting the bar, you're raising the bar. This is the level that we play at. If you want high positioning, raise standards, do things differently. Most people don't do this. Also on this, inside this video as well, I say, here's what's going to happen. At the end of the conversation, if there's a possibility for us to work together and it makes sense and you like what we talk about, then take action. Say yes and commit to the transformation, the results that you want, and let's get you in. If it's a no, then it's a no. But no transformation has ever been created on a maybe. Let me think about it. So before, like I'm saying, as of what I've just said, it's obvious. It's going to be a yes or a no. We're not accepting maybes. Because what do you get most of on a call? Let me think about it. Sounds good. Michael, you're amazing. I love it. Sounds exactly what I need. I just need to think about it. Bullshit. And you're laying them off. You're letting them play at the standards that they're used to playing at. most people will not rise. You need to hold standards for them. So they fill in the application form, directed to that video. Also inside that video, which is M, on the same page, underneath that video, then there's client testimonials, which does what? It edifies what you do. So they watch the video, underneath the video. Oh, sorry. Also, inside the video, right at the end, I say to people, once you've watched this video, jump into my DMs and comment watched. So I know you watched the video. So I'm giving them a task. I want to see who follows through. I want to see who's listening. Like, I'm testing people, right? Like, to work with me is not cheap. And I want to make sure I get the right people in the room. Not flaky people, not people that need convincing, not people that they're not coachable. They can't follow through on small bitty tasks. If they can't follow through on a small task, like watch a 5-minute video, 3-minute video, and then drop me a message. What does that say like about them? And then underneath the video, then there's client testimonials. Now, when I first started, obviously didn't have client testimonials. So if you haven't got client testimonials, let's get some quick. But again, we are maintaining their attention. We're keeping their attention. So they're not leaving after they've scheduled a call and going to consume somebody else's material. They're consuming more of our material. And that will increase your show rate. That will increase your show rate. N, execution. Here's what most people do. They'll spend 6 months building something out. 8 months building something out. And never get into activation mode. They'll have a project. I'm going to do this, start building it out. Then they'll get sidetracked and start another project. And they've got all these projects, things that they're building out, and things that they never actually get out there into the world to activate. So the 4-phase process that we execute is phase 1. We build it. We don't mess around. We build it quick. We build things that needs to be built out in 7 days. Because it doesn't take that long to build things out. Build things out in 7 days. Once you've built things out, what do? We activate it. We step into phase 3. We get out there into the world and we do what we need to do in order to start motion, create momentum, get things rolling, moving forward. In activated mode, you're going to break a few things. There's going to be a few things that don't work. There's going to be a few challenges. You might run with something and it doesn't give you the result that it wants straight away. So most people were like, well, that didn't work, did it? I spent all this time building this out, activated it, tried to promote this, nobody showed up. That don't work. I'm going to try something else. Instead of stepping into phase 3 and asking yourself, well, why didn't it work? Okay, well, this is the reason why it didn't work. Okay, so I need to develop a little bit of a skill set around this. I need to tweak this a little bit. I need to show up different here. I need to say this different. I need to change this a little bit. Right? It's phase 3, you step into mastering it. People are not becoming masters of things. Again, every strategy works, but nobody becomes a master of any specific strategy. Become a master of a strategy. Make that strategy work. Kick ass with that strategy. Maximize on that strategy. Pull it apart. Rebuild it. Right? Develop skill sets. Show up differently. Articulate things differently. Rewind and rewatch. Rewind? Who rewinds things these days? Rewatch things. Listen to yourself, the way that you show up, how you articulate things. Well, I said this. How can I show up differently, right? My slides. How can I? The pitch at the end of the masterclass wasn't as effective as it could be. Didn't really feel in alignment with it. Okay, well, let's change it. Sales conversations are not in flow. Okay, let's have a look at that. This stage within inside your business, and if there's part broken, let's fix it, master it. Or you're never going to have a strategy that's working for you. Does that make sense? And then once you've mastered it, then you can compound it and really make it work for you massively. Oh, making offers daily. When was the last time you made an offer? Have you made an offer today? Did you make an offer yesterday? Did you make an offer the day before? Did you make any offers at all last week? Because if not, then you can't argue if business isn't where you want it to be. And nobody's ever grown a business or made a sale without making an offer first. But if you're not making offers, and again, like, we couldn't be any simpler. Like, there's nothing sexy within. I'm sorry, there's nothing complex within here. But I think it's time that people put sexiness back into selling, because sales is sexy. That's when you get a client. That's when you get some cash in your bank. Like, there's nothing more sexy than that, right? That's what gets you fired up. But if we're not making offers on a daily basis, then we can't expect, if business isn't heading in the right direction. Well, not done 10K this month. Well, okay, let's have a look. Did you make 15 offers this week? Did you make 20 offers this week? Did you just make one offer this week? No offers this week? Now, if you're making a lot if you're making a lot of offers and you're not getting any sales, then okay, we need to have a look at it. We need to dissect it and understand why. But then we need to master it so we turn things around. But making offers daily, there's no reason why you can't be selling daily, not just on a masterclass or not just on a week, on a launch, right? Clients are out there every day, making offers every day in different areas, one-to-one, on a call, on a Zoom, on the end of the masterclass, inside DMs, on your stories, on Instagram, making offers every day. If you're putting out their offers every day, what are you doing? You're creating opportunities for somebody to say yes. You're open to receiving. If you're not making offers, you're not open to receiving. Then you've got to ask yourself, well, why not? One of the only reasons why, when I first started my consultancy business, I got 15, 18 clients very, very quickly, too many clients I could handle very quickly, is because I went to trade shows and there were like 800 people in this massive auditorium, and I just went around speaking to people, having conversations, making offers. A lot of people said no, but people said yes. Daily moves. So this is something that I've been doing of recent, keeping it simple, keeping it high level, and it's just ticking these things off each and every day. Is when I start my day, I start in the body. Most people start in the mind. So I'm up. I'm not saying you have to do this. It's just the way that I operate, and I've done for a long time. I'm a morning person. My body naturally wakes up at 4:30. And I start with in my body. I'm either at the gym for 5 o'clock, or I'm either walking, and I'm having a fast walk. And I don't know if you saw what I posted yesterday on a story. Chances are you didn't see it, but I'd already done 10,000 steps before 5 a.m., 5 to 9 in the morning. And I've got a family, 2 kids. I had to breakfast and I took kids to school and everything. But I'd done a good hour and 15-minute fast-paced walk before anything. I started in my body, not in my brain, not in my mind. Um, and then activate the CEO within. Like raise your standards before you do anything. Step up into who you need to be in order to be able to operate at the level, perform at the level that commands results. And I give you examples of how to do that earlier on, right? The $1 million brand kit. It's not about having going for, if you want $1 million, perfect. If you want a brand, perfect. You are your brand, by the way. It's not about the colors, the logos, the styles, and everything. You are your brand. So your values, your characteristics, your traits, your beliefs is how you show up. So if you show up at that level, like you are your brand, and people are going to resonate with you as your brand, and you're going to attract people at that level. So activate the CEO within. Get visible. Get visible every day. Marketing, speaking, creating media. 2, level 3 of people that's at the tipping point. Make offers every day. Like, just make sure that you're making offers every day. You're going to get to a place where somebody says, you know what, yeah, like this is exactly what I need. Let's get started. Making offers again is opening doors, creating opportunities. You're giving people the opportunity to say yes to their transformation. You're a coach. You want to transform people's lives. So why not making offers? Why not opening doors for people to walk through to their transformation? Stop making it about you, make it about them. Sell daily. Serve clients daily. So they're the things that I just do each and every day. Simple, high level. Q, business economics. So you only need 50K months, selling with 5K offers, you need 10 clients a month. Most people say, oh, 10 clients a month, can I really do that? You got 30 days. There's 30 days in a month. Now, if you're only working half an hour a day, right, you can't really expect that type of result. But if you're working a business and you're injecting time into building your business and you've got 30 days in a month, can you sign 2.5 clients a week? Most people are spending 8 hours a day sat in front of the computer doing the wrong things, wasting time, and they've got nothing to show for it at the end of the day. 20K a month. Let's say you're selling 3K offers, 7 clients a month. You've got a 30-day sales runway. That's 1.5 clients a month. I know you can't split people in half, right? But you know where we're going. Can you sign 1 client a week? Can you sign 2 clients a week? If you're making offers daily, if you're showing up at this level daily, if you're selling daily, if you're doing the right things daily, you can, can't you, right? Or 10, like, look at the other one, 10K a month, you're selling $200 offers, you need 50 clients, 30-day sales runway window, you need 12 clients a week. Now, unless you've got a massive audience and you've got authority in that marketplace and people anchor onto everything you do, yeah, it's doable. But if you haven't, then the quickest and easiest and fastest way to do 20K months or 50K months is about selling high ticket offers. So that's really all the coaching going through A to Z, because I couldn't really think of anything else. You go from R to Z. But here's why most coaches stay stuck, because they focus on tactics before the foundations. They keep changing the strategy. They're building complexity instead of clarity. They consume more than they implement, and they avoid making offers. So the problem isn't no longer lack of information. It's lack of execution in the right area. So the biggest lie in business is, how many courses have you already bought into? How many books have you already read? How many trainings have you already watched? Knowledge no longer is the bottleneck. You no longer need something else. There's no other strategy out there. You've already got the information. And this is one of the epiphanies that my client had yesterday that she spoke about today on the call, is that she had this realization of acceptance that she's enough. She already knows enough. She's not putting anybody else on the pedestal. She's not comparing herself with anybody else. There's nothing else that she needs to learn, understand, or see, or watch. She's already got it inside of her. She knows it all. It's just accepting, and he's just drawing that line in the sand, and he's making that deeper layer of commitment. So the real cost is not making offers, not following up, not tracking prospects, not knowing your numbers, and not having a sales pathway. The compound effect on the daily actions is you're having conversations daily. Imagine if you're having conversations daily. Imagine if you were making offers daily, if you were following up daily, if you're showing up daily, if you're deepening and strengthening the relationships of people that's in your pipeline daily, the people that's inside your circle of influence daily. And you not just did that for one day or for 1 week or for 2 weeks, but you just knew what you were doing each and every day, and you compounded that over the next 6 months. I've got 365 days there. But over the next month, over the next 30 days, and then you compounded that again for another 30 days, and then another 30 days, where are you going to be 90 days from today? You think your business is going to be a lot further forward? Simplicity at its best. It's all about compounding the simplicity things. So the difference between average and premium: average business owners, they react, they're guessing, and they're living it up. Premium business owners, they track, they measure, they improve. Again, stepping into mastery. So again, the question is, if you use just to follow that simple process, and we haven't really gone into the nuance of it, right? Because we've not gone tactical. We have on a few things with the video, with the brief room video, and the application, but we haven't gone really nuanced in strategy. Because all strategy works, and I know in your head you know a strategy because you tried them all. But if you double down, most people are not doubling down. If you double down on the next 30 days and you kept business simple, where are you going to be in 30 days from today? Making offers every day, generating results. 60 days, 90 days. Most people don't rise to the level of their goals, they fall to the level of their systems. And right now, most people don't have the operating systems or the processes in place in order to carry a 20K a month business. So everything that you're avoiding right now, inside your offer, the message, the follow-up, the sales conversation, the leadership, instead of looking external, the hidden secret that you're avoiding is already inside of you. It's just acceptance. And that would have been the best way that I could serve you today, instead of just giving you a strategy or just giving you a real tactic of how to create hooks. So at this point, you've got a choice. You can continue trying to figure it out by yourself, or you can collapse the learning curve, get direct access to me, someone who can support you every day, tell you to move faster, make fewer mistakes, and create momentum moving forward. So here's my offer to you to join my mastermind. And together, we're going to have to reposition and repackage your offer that speaks to your high caliber clients. We're going to build your sales pathway to sign clients, optimize your profile to get market attention. We're going to give you the right visibility media content that's going to be attractive to the people that you want to work with. Buyers activation masterclass formula, the VIP funnel builder, to be able to attract not just the free attendees into a masterclass, but also VIP as well. So paid people, so you can actually identify buyers already inside your masterclass or your workshop. 12-day email drip sequence. We've not talked about some of these things. Application page to work with you, the briefing room video, the visual sales framework formula, a one-page sales sheet, handling objections formulas, which the briefing room video does a lot of that. In fact, you know what? Moving forward, you shouldn't really need to handle objections, because the right people showing up, like if I buy something, I don't need people to handle my objections, because my mentality is a buyer. I might have questions, but questions are different from an objection. If I go out and buy something that's expensive, I'm buying it because I want it. Not because, and I don't need anybody to close me or to sell me. So you shouldn't really be handling objections. And also, I take a sales page to collect cash. So here's what you get: 30-day private room access to me fast track for the first 30 days. First 30 days one-to-one Telegram support. First 30 days we build it. So I build it with you in phase 1, so we can get out there quick and activate it in phase 2. Role play sales. It's a 6-month mentorship, 2 group coaching calls per week inside the first 30 days, but beyond the first 30 days. Weekly Telegram training, and also 1 private room session with me to be called on, to be used whenever you want